Guess what? Everything you're afraid of is really everything you need. Everything you're avoiding is everything that can help you to grow, to build confidence, to heal, to really create a greater sense of self-esteem, self-worth, integrity. But yet, can you stop? Pause, slow down for just a moment. Give yourself 20 minutes. 20 minutes to write down everything that you are afraid of right now. And also everything that you are avoiding. Can you write that list down? You got it in you? To be able to just jot it down, not thinking it in your head. It's not going to solve the problems. What will solve the problems of your life is facing your problems. And the biggest problem that you have, are you ready for this? The biggest problem you have right now is facing yourself. Genuinely facing who you are. That's a challenging thing, ain't it? To just face yourself. To just genuinely just face yourself. To say, you know what? I'm disappointed in myself, or I'm afraid, or I'm feeling overwhelmed, or I'm heartbroken. I'm sad. I'm feeling hopeless. I'm feeling helpless. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling depressed. I'm feeling like a piece of shit. It's not until you get honest with how you really feel that you can then start to peel back the layers as to why. What's led that? It's not that simple, right? I guarantee you, yeah, there's some things that you can start doing that will change that. But until you really ask yourself the hard question as to why am I feeling so unhealthy? Well, I never exercise. I overeat. I eat all my emotions. I've never gotten therapy. I have a drinking problem. I got a smoking problem. I have a this problem and a that problem. This is the game right here. I'm giving it all away. And yet, if you're hearing this message, it's because there's something in it for you. There's something that's very similar to all of our circumstances. And the fact is that we all desire for things to be more peaceful. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't just come automatic. Most men, I'm talking to men right now, most men will not give themselves learning the easy way. Going peacefully, just saying, you know what, I know things aren't so bad. I think they could get better, and guess what? I'm going to just put in the work, start making it get better, and stay locked in. Most men, no. You need a fucking crisis. You need either hard or really fucking hard for you to do some changes. And if you really look back on life, I know for me, the biggest moments of my life where I turned things around, accomplished the most, was right after the crisis. It happened when I hit my last rock bottom 13 years ago and finally said, all right, I'm done, man. I'm done with the drinking. It's time to get sober. Fuck this shit. I can't take this pain anymore. Right? And this is what it's led to. Has it been easy? Hell no. Every day I need to be able to put on that Banff warrior spirit. And I may not face a fucking battle royal, but I need to be ready for it. I need to stay ready for it because that's just the way life rolls. And again, most men, when you're only focused on pleasure and you're not embracing any hardships, any challenges head on, like really head on, like full fucking masculinity, like bring it. It'll either kill me or I'm getting out the other side, right? If you don't have that mindset, you're suffering right now. You are really, really suffering. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Probably financially too. Because you're wanting an easy life. And you're focused on pleasure. You're focused on having fun. You're focused on being stimulated by watching other people perform, and yet you're the person that needs to be out there performing to your best ability each and every day. I mean, there's no way to split it any other way. Not until you reach a very high level of personal achievement, personal success, should you be resting on your laurels. Should you be kicking back and just thinking about chilling all the time, right? Taking it easy, kicking back. Wow, man, you don't understand. I bust my ass at work. What do you have to show for all your busting ass? There's the real fucking truth, ain't it? Let's shine some light on that. All that busting ass, what has that left you, right? What do you got to show for it? What do you have to show for yourself? Show yourself. Comment down below all the victories from all that hard busting ass work you're doing. It's not getting most of you nowhere. It's not getting you nowhere. It's just getting you through. Barely getting you through. Barely fucking getting through. Not a whole lot to celebrate. Not a whole lot to cheer about. Not a whole lot to give God thanks for, to be like, thank you so much for giving me the desires of my heart. And yet, guess what? I believe this, that God sends storms into your life to try, right? God trying to reach you. If God can't reach you, I know what I'm up against. But I know that I am also a messenger of God. I'm an extension. He tries to meet you in his ways, right? The spiritual ways, I know they were always there. I know there was always signs and synchronicities, and don't get triggered by, the gender role of God. It's God's God. I probably do believe more in a neutral piece to that. But I do know that God always sent me signs, warnings, warning, hello, snap out of it. And I blew right past it. I asked for it to be hard. I asked for it to be really hard, really fucking hard. And guess what? That shit's made me stronger. It's made me stronger. I still face challenges every single day, but I got that warrior mindset where it's like, fuck, man, if I go through some tough shit, I've got some tools. You do too. There's tools that you can use, right? Journaling is powerful. Just today, man, I was feeling all anxious and overwhelmed, some tightness in the chest. And I had to face some emotional, mental fears. And yet, in that, I'm doing multiple things. I'm seeking confirmation from God. Show me the fullness of your love. And he does, signs and synchronicities, someone going out of their way to be kind, to do something nice that just kind of lifts you up. I experienced those things, but I also pulled out the old pen and that crisp, clean piece of paper, and guess what? I wrote down all my fears, everything that was coming up, and I wrote down everything I was avoiding, and I said, I'm going to face my fears. I'm going to face all these fears, and I'm going to face the things I'm avoiding. Not all at once, maybe just one by one, maybe a little bit, a couple things today, a couple things tomorrow. But I'm seeing that there are some fears that I need to face. And these fears it's all psychological. Your fears are psychological. See, a lot of people put fear in the category when you were a little kid and you were helpless, right? Impressionable. And when terror came your way, yeah, you were pretty fucking vulnerable. But a lot of you are still operating in a mindset of fear when there's not like a real threat of life or death type shit. Maybe for very few circumstances, we're talking about life or death type fears. But most people, right, it's psychological. You're just psyched out. You're just being tested with a limiting belief. You're having to expand your image of self. You don't feel worthy. You don't feel good enough. You don't feel lovable. You don't feel like confident enough that something could actually shift in your life. Thus, that inner critic, that dark energy that's inside of you that needs to get dealt with, right? The way you deal with it is by countering it, by actually doing everything it says not to do, right? It's telling you, you can't do that. You can't afford this. You can't be that. You can't get healthy. You can't start working out. You have these problems and those problems and that worry. And it's like, to put it all to the test. Are you ready to put everything to the test? That's the true spirit of a warrior. Why don't you put everything to the test? Why don't you put all those limiting beliefs that you got bouncing around in your heart and in your soul? Why don't you put some of those to the test? And again, a big part of my reprogramming process was writing it down. Was literally redefining myself about everything. I mean, I'm not just saying this thing. I still practice it. I did today. There I was today, feeling all anxious, feeling all nervous, feeling all up in my feelings. And I'm like, you know what, man? You need to get a hold of yourself. You need to face all of these things that are coming up that's not true. I'm here to tell you, they're not true. Well, you want to know why I'm telling you, why I can say that confidently, that it's not true? Is because I know my true identity. And I also know your true identity. And in your true identity, there's no fear. There's not an ending. You're a spirit. You're a soul. Eternal. Not ready for condemnation. Even if you fuck up a lot, you're going to just come back and get it right. You're going to fix it. But no. You're carrying around that guilt complex, that woe is me, victim mindset. And it's like, you ain't no victim. You chose this shit. And I'm here to wake your ass up, or at least shine a light and plant a seed that hopefully will sprout. Hopefully it'll bring about an activation that is unstoppable inside of your soul, inside of your spirit, that you can awaken your spirit to truly become everything that you're meant to become, which is free. Ultimately, you're meant to become free. Now, some of you may think you're already free, but I can guarantee you, you are not free here, and you're not free here in your heart and in your soul. And even financially, I think a lot of people, man, you think you're free because of where you're from, what country or place you live. You're like, well, I'm free. And it's like, no, you're not. Not in this day and age, man. There's an illusion of freedom. You want real freedom? Real freedom is to be able to do what you want, when you want, where you want, however you want, with whoever you want, for as long as you want. Break free of the matrix, right? Some of y'all are like, well, I don't even care about that. I like what I do. Okay, then this ain't for you. If you're still locked in and believing all the bullshit, needing that to make you feel like you can just keep on chilling out and just getting by and having fun and making life about fun, and it's always got to be fun, no challenge, don't create any wakes, don't rock any boats, then just carry on. But if you're looking for something to truly help to activate a sense of meaning, fulfillment, getting unstuck, right? You find yourself in a place where you feel stuck. If you want to get unstuck, you have absolute power and control within you. You don't need nothing from the outside. You just have to have a willingness. It takes courage and a willingness to try new things, do new things, look in the mirror. It's that scary, right? Oh man, the scariest thing in life is to look in the fucking mirror and really look with honesty, clarity, authenticity, to be honest with yourself about what's really going on. and seek the answers to the things that you're unsure of, and not seek it from someone over there or someone over there. Seek it within. That would be my biggest challenge to you, is for you to seek the answers within yourself, not searching anywhere outside, not on social media, not in any kind of a box, not even a church. You can find the answer to every single problem you have, to every single question you have, inside of yourself. It's all inside of you. That's how powerful you are. That's how special you are. Did you realize that? I bet you didn't. I bet you have spent most of your current lifetime pretending like you don't have the answers and that you somehow need someone to tell you what you need to hear. But then when you hear what you need to hear, it's like a message like this, you want to bury your head in the fucking sand and act like, oh no, I don't need to do that. That doesn't matter. That's not that important. That's not really what's going on. Okay. I'm not here to debate people, right? To argue. I'm speaking what I know I have experienced firsthand. And I went from one of the biggest, alcoholic, sports fanatic, self-destructive dudes on planet Earth. I mean, the biggest. I'm not even trying to downsize that. I know how reckless I was. I know how self-destructive I was. And I know how fueled up I used to get, man, with the alcohol, with the drink, with some smoke, partying. Fuck, man. There is nowhere I didn't go. And I definitely wasn't going to miss my teams, and I definitely wasn't going to miss the games, whether it was going live and dropping big bags, cheering them on in person, right, or just spending countless hours. And when I say countless, I'm saying countless. Can you imagine? Could you imagine if you could just convert all them hours spent kicking back, watching other dudes and gals perform athletically? Can you imagine if you could convert that into learning about investing, right? Learning a new skill that would quadruple your income, right? Investing in a business, investing in, your health, your fitness. Could you imagine where your life would be if you just broke up with that shit? If you said enough's enough, I've wasted enough time on that, right? It's good, it's still there. You can check the scores. But to really sit there and invest hours upon hours on end, right? Cheering, watching, just sitting there. There ain't nothing spectacular about that. If everybody's doing it, if massive amounts of people are doing it, really it's a waste of your time. That's the measure, right? When you know something's not a waste of your time is when you're the only one out there doing it. That's how you know it matters. And because it matters to you. It matters in your life. It makes your life better, right? Because ain't nobody else out there doing it. You're doing it because you care about it and it matters to you. That's what makes life worth living. Not, oh man, everybody else was there. FOMO, fear of missing out. I gotta be able to take the same pictures and talk about it at the water cooler and blah, 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 and la, la, la. There ain't nothing interesting about that. Nothing sexy. There ain't nothing sexy about it. And in the grand scheme of things, it's a hell of a time waster. That's a waste of time. All that time on sports and entertainment, even just if you're a big music head, all that time you can sit there listening to the same songs over and over and over again. And I listen to some music, tiny, small amounts. There's times that I get in some flow. I have a pretty big playlist of songs that really give me a little extra fire if I need it. In the gym usually, maybe cruising every once in a while. Long trips, I need to break up some of the learning, but most of the stuff I'm listening to is healing. It's positive affirmations, or straight the fuck up, it's books. Knowledge is power. And if you're just someone that always needs to be spoon-fed, like you're a little child, well, there is some truth to that. You are still in that little child mode. And it's time to grow up. Maturity isn't about age. Maturity is about being responsible, is about taking care of yourself first and realizing that you also have a responsibility to help take care of others, whether they're people you're related to, people in your neighborhood, people in your community, even nature. It's one of my favorites. I just seen this beautiful little bluebird. Right, taking care of nature, being a steward for the natural world, giving a shit about it, spending time in it. All of that is really, really, really important work. But instead, you just want to sit there and sideline yourself and act as if you're helpless and act as if nothing ever goes your way. Ain't nothing ever getting fixed. And we all know this deep down inside. You know when you're wasting your time. You know when you're selling yourself out. You know when you're busting ass. And how good it feels to actually win at life. I mean, I try and do something every single day to feel like I'm stacking wins in my personal life. The professional stuff is great, but in the personal life, getting in a workout, it's not stacking wins. Random act of kindness, that's stacking a win, right? Giving back to humanity, speaking a message of positivity, of life, of peace, of joy, of love, of healing, of transformation, right? I consider that winning, right? I ain't just looking out for me, myself, and I anymore, even though that is my priority, because if I wasn't taking care of my shit first, then I'd be a hypocrite. So why the hell would I be telling other people to put themselves first, right? But see, the thing is, the reason why so many people struggle is because there's programmings, there's limiting beliefs that somehow putting yourself first is selfish, it's narcissistic, it's ego, you're an egomaniac, you're, all this dumb bullshit. And I think all of that has been put out there in order to stop people from doing the work that they need to do. Because here's the thing, when you shift the paradigm by investing in you, putting yourself first, taking care of yourself like you're someone that you love more than anybody else on this planet, which is a healthy relationship with yourself, truly loving yourself more than anybody else, because here's the deal. The way you love yourself is the way you love others. And if you're someone that, when you look at your relationships, you look at your past, if you're someone that has struggled with really creating deep, long-lasting, healthy connections that aren't toxic, that aren't dysfunctional, guess what? It's because you're not being authentic with your love. And it starts by loving yourself. And I know that is 100% contrary to what all of us have been taught and told and preached to. But this is the truth. And the beautiful thing is when you do have the courage to shift that paradigm, guess what? As you love yourself, you now show up for other people out of a place of unconditional love. There's no strings attached. It's not to try and take something from somebody. You don't have to be manipulative. You're just your true and authentic self. And that becomes magnetic. That becomes very attractive to the right people. To the wrong people, you're going to get gaslit. You're going to be told, oh, you think you're better than us? Oh, you can't hang out with us anymore because you're starting to evolve and grow and heal and change. You already know. I mean, guilt trip, peer pressure as an adult. Really? We doing peer pressure now? Yeah, we're doing peer pressure, especially if we are unhealed people. We don't want to see other people get better. We don't want to see other people grow, because then what? We feel more guilty about ourselves, and we realize that, oh, fuck, all the shit we're telling ourselves is lies, and that there is something we can do, but guess what? We'd rather not. And that's their prerogative, but you're going to make someone else's prerogative yours? I hope not. I hope that you'll break free from that. I hope that you'll give yourself a chance. And what it takes is going all in on you. And here at Results Kill Excuses, we're assembling a growing community each and every day of like-minded individuals that truly do want to show up as the best version of themselves. Join. Join this movement. Download the app. Purchase a 1% Better Everyday Journal. Share the message. Subscribe to the channel. Right? Be a part of something that ain't selfish. It's really self-mastery in the making. And it's worth it. It's worth it for you to invest this time in yourself. Right? If you're really, really, really ready, you would be so blown away by what 1 month, 3 months, 6 months could do with you truly focusing on you, coming up with things that matter, and then finding the inspiration, the courage, and the strength to actually take action towards your goals, towards your dreams. I love you guys. I thank you so much. I love putting out this message. I will see you on the next one. Stay after it. 1% better each and every day, because you know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.